dude in the park in Lincoln Terrace, they call him Beast. So they was like, yo, he do this move called the elevator. So I'm like, what is that? I'm like, what, he grabbing the elevators?
Yeah.
So he's like, nah, he grabbed the bar and then he threw. So Giant was talking to Jizz. So he was like, yo, you know, because he called me, he was like family. It's like, yo, my cousin, he could do the round the world pull-up. So he kind of glanced over, so he looked. He's like, no, he can't, he's too big. So I didn't take it.
مفتوح للاجتهادات التقليد هذا حد العالم هذا طالب هذا راسخ والى اخره
Calisthenics exposed.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. To all the Rip Right Hadith disciples, YouTubers, and viewers, welcome back to a new video on Rip Right HD. And today we out here with a legend, the big bro D300. Salute, man.
What's going on, Rip?
Yo, so I brought D300 out, man. So we want to talk about how he was able to accomplish the muscle up at 300 plus pounds, also put on a weight vest that was 40 pounds and still do the muscle up, and his journey. So how did you start off in fitness, D3?
I started off and I started training around like 1997. So in 1997, you know, I was basically, it's like a whole learning process. So from like 97 to almost, I say like 1999, it was basically trying to become familiar with different aspects of training, learning how to lift weights. And I landed into one of my close friends. You know, a lot of people, some may know, some don't know. His name was Larry Williams. So he used to train like 3 o'clock in the morning. And a lot of people used to tell me, if you want to get serious about training, you know, go see him. So once I met him, he showed me he basically took me in and just showed me how to properly train. So from there, it was like, I trained with him from 97 to 2003. And then after that, it was basically, I was like on my own.
And what kind of training were you doing at that time?
It was mostly like free weights.
Free weights.
Free weights, you know, cable exercises, anything that basically considered like in the gym. But it wasn't so much like push-ups, pull-ups, and dips. Like he would do that, but that wasn't really my thing. My main thing was I wanted to learn how to lift. But then like around, I would say 2005, that's when things started to change because nobody even noticed. Like I think at the time I was 387 pounds. So then that's when I was lifting like my heaviest. But at 387, it kind of messes with your head a little bit because you're like at 387, but yet I couldn't do a pull-up, I couldn't do a push-up, or I couldn't do a dip. So it was kind of challenging, man. And then I started getting around like different people, like my man Jizz. He was one of the first guys I seen like doing the whole calisthenic thing, like up close in person.
And he was also a weightlifter?
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
But Jizz was way different because he was like, I think at the time, 180.
Oh yeah, he was a hybrid.
But he was deadlifting 7 and change, 800 pounds. You know, could do the same thing like a big dude could do. So it was kind of like different. Like I'm watching this and like, yo, man, that's cool. But then it was just like to the point, he'd be like, yo, man, let's go do some calisthenics. Like, I don't know about that, man.
Yeah, it was like a deterrent because you would have had to lift your body weight. So 387 you would say was your heaviest?
Correct.
Okay, and when was you could remember the first time you hit about 300 pounds, meaning in body weight?
300 pounds came around the first time at, I say 2007.
All right, 2007. Okay, so you went from that field. What kind of got you into the calisthenics? So you was like, you know what? I'm gonna still do the weights because I love weights, but I want to try this Cali stuff out.
I mean, it's like you trying to answer those questions because you keep hearing them. Like, yeah, that dude big, man, but you know, he can't get on that bar. So it's like, okay, you know, I gotta kind of take this challenge because it kind of was like weird to me. Like I could push all this weight, I can curl this, but then yet if I have to do this, why is it so hard? Or if I have to do this, why is it so hard? And it just started to hit me, I'm not training for it. So it's like, let me just try to incorporate it in my training and just see what happens. So once I started to do it and playing around with it, it was like, all right, I'm kind of getting it. Then, you know, Jizz, he would help me out. So it was going from 1 push-up to maybe 10 push-ups. 1 pull-up to like I could get like 6 pull-ups. And it just started to kind of rub off. And the more I got into it, it was like, okay, I'm starting to learn this. But then 2008 came around, and I kind of like backtracked. I kind of took a break. So when you're taking a break, you get a little bit relaxed, and I put that weight back on. So now my weight went back up to 340. That's when a lot of guys in the calisthenics game, that's when they first saw me. But then it was like nobody really knew what I can do. And I think this happened around, I say when I had did, it was a move, I know you see it, like the around the world pull up. When you pull yourself like this,
yes.
you go around the bar. I had did that with Jizz. So he had recorded it, and I was doing like the dips when I was pedaling like my feet. And Red, he had seen it. He was the first person.
Bandana.
Yeah.
Shout out to
He was the
Bandana.
first person to comment on the thing, because I used to call myself Rockaway Parkway on YouTube. I ain't know nothing about, you know, you got to make up names and all this other stuff. So I had ran in the dock, and this had to be like maybe late 2007 before 2008. So when I got around Doc, it was just like I did something in front of him, and then he's looking like, yo, that's crazy. Like, do that again?
Let me get the camera out.
So I'm like, you know, I'm still not catching on to it. I'm like, all right, it's just, you know, push-up stuff. Like, if I see somebody do something, I can kind of imitate it. It's like, yo, that's crazy. And they capped up with the same thing. Yo, how much you weigh? Like, I don't want to give an exact weight. I'm just like 300 pounds. So he's like, you sure? I was like, yeah. And then it was like, you know what, I didn't really get so much into it. But one person that made me kind of taking in the challenge away, and I'm not going to knock them, but like, bartenders that came to Wingate Park. And when they came to Wingate, I was basically sitting on the bench in the corner. So they had the first pull-up bar. It was a bar right here. So Giant was talking to Jizz. So he was like, yo, you know, because he called me, he was like family. He's like, yo, my cousin, he could do the round the world pull-up. So he kind of glanced over. So he looked. He's like, no, he can't, he's too big. So I didn't take it personal. So it's just like, all right, I get it. You know, you probably never seen nobody do that. So I just left it alone.
At that weight.
Then they had came out with a video. It was a DVD they put out. So it was a guy they had in there. I think he was 370 something pounds.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm watching this. They're like, oh, you know, nobody cracks the concrete like this, and nobody does this. So in my head, I'm like, it's kind of messing with me, because I'm like, if I'm say 330, 340, or 325. And this person is 370, I'm like, you didn't say he wasn't too big. So in my head, I'm thinking they saying I suck.
Yeah, so now it's a challenge.
So it wasn't really nothing, it wasn't nothing personal against them, because I wasn't a person to just sit up there. My main thing was doing something with my actions. So I basically had to just study what was going on with calisthenics, because I saw like what everybody else was doing was something different. It wasn't the standard push-ups, it wasn't the standard pull-ups. It was all the different moves. So I'm like, all right, if I can't get on the bar, I'm gonna have to learn this somewhere. So I'm gonna have to start off in the ground. So once I started paying attention to how they was doing it, I'm like, yeah, let me see. So I'm like, all right, I'm getting it. So I'm like, everything is basically push,
exposure.
you time it. You push, you time it. You push, you time it. And once I did that, it was like, all right, let's rock and roll this.
Yeah, let's go.
So in a way, I kind of give credit to him a little bit, because if he didn't say that, I don't know if I would have pursued it like that.
Yeah, it was motivation for you.
So then it was like everybody started gravitating. They kept looking around and looking. It's like, yo, man, how much you weigh? How much you weigh? How much you weigh? I'm like, 300 pounds. Like, you sure? I was like, yeah.
Because the way you move, man.
So I kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And it's like, you know what? This is getting somewhere. And that's when I started to where it's like, I had to keep explaining, like, you know, how much I weigh. That's when I was like, you know what? Yeah, what's your name? Yeah, my name is D. Yeah, how much you weigh? 300 pounds. D300.
That's a fact. All right, salute. All right, so now you got into, you started doing the push-ups. At this stage, when did you like meet Beast? Was that in the midst of you you know, accelerating with the push-ups, or was it before?
He saw it when I think this is when Doc had put up the video, the first video, the D300 Get Familiar. And but then when I had read in the Beast and stuff, it was just, you know, I always would hear things because you hear about them like in Lincoln Terrace Park, but you never know who. Like I'm not deep into this game
To see who he is.
fitness wise. It's like, oh, okay, but they be like, this Jizz, which is another one, same thing. He was like, yo, it's a dude in the park in Lincoln Terrace, they call him Beast. So they was like, yo, he do this move called the elevator. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, what, he grabbing the elevators?
Yeah.
So he's like, nah, he grabbed the bar and then he throws himself up there, and that's when I seen it in
The bartender's
the bartender's video. So I'm like, you know what, that's cool, man.
DVD.
So I had reached out to him like, yo, man, what's up? You know, I want to come and meet you. And he was like, all right, you know, meet me over by Tompkins Park. Came over there to Tompkins Park, so I met him, and he looked like, yo, you're a big dude.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. So it's like, once I really got to see like how he trained and stuff, I was like, that's what's up. Because I don't really impress too easy, but I could tell if a person puts that work in or if they don't. And it's like, I would watch this guy and I'm watching this man do this stuff, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And I would just sit back and laugh like, yeah, I wonder if I could try to do that. I'm like, nah, it's going to take some work to do that kind of stuff, man. But I used to applaud him, man. I see this dude doing rep after rep after rep. Get on that dip bar, rep after rep after rep. And then he'll go do all the...
The Ripstick is a powerful little tool that fits right in your pocket. You can use it anywhere, home, gym, or even on the go. It's designed to target your smaller, stabilizing muscles that calisthenics and weightlifting usually miss. Great for shoulder rehab, injury prevention, and full upper body activation. It's super convenient, affordable, and also hits your abs hard. Whether you're a beginner or advanced, the Ripstick takes your training to the next level.